correspondent chapter, NUJ Anambra State annual end of the year event, and in the studio, Benefactors Award. And in the studios, we have with us Chuks Iluzie, Chairman Correspondent Chapter. You're welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
And also we have Mr. Oke Maduforo, Chairman Planning Committee, NUJ Anambra State annual end of the year award and benefactors.
Thank you so much.
Glad to have you in our studio this morning on the first day of December. Now, please, quickly, can you tell us what your program is all about?
Well, the program is a yearly event, and as a matter of fact, what we are doing this year is to honor certain friends of the Correspondence Chapel that have been supportive to the activities of journalists in the chapel. And we use that opportunity to unwind after spending a whole year running around looking for news and getting information and writing stories. So that is basically what we do every year, to sit down, count our losses and count our gains, and then forge ahead for the future.
All right, thank you. Let's come to Chairman Chuks Iluzie. When we talk about NUJ, we want to the correspondent chapel and all that. We want to know what you do. We know NUJ is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of journalists in each particular state. Now, we want to talk about the correspondent chapel as it is, your activities and what you're saddled with when it comes to news dissemination in Anambra State, and making sure that what is being dished out there is fact and not heresy and all that. And you know, most times we go to the social media, new media, we see a whole lot of jargons that people are writing up there, and when you investigate, you find out that some of these things are not actually as it seems.
Yeah, first and foremost, correspondents in the state are journalists whose media organizations are not based in Anambra State. And, you know, the major media organizations you have in Nigeria are those we represent. And so the stories we publish are stories that are verifiable. That's the main difference between the journalists in the correspondent chapel and those in the social media. And so over the years we have thrived. As a matter of fact, our slogan has been no correspondence,
no news across.
Because before the advent of social media, it is the only correspondent that would send stories that are published outside Anambra State and are read all over the world. And so we make sure that whatever we do, we cross-check and make sure we don't fall prey of litigations. Because your media organization will not like their correspondent to bring litigation to them. It's very expensive. And of course, once people see a story in the major medium that offends them, they will begin to count that they want money from that media organization. So that is basically what we do. We compile stories, send stories that are free of libel, free of defamation, and all that. So that is it.
All right.
That's quite a huge responsibility, bearing in mind the kind of world that we live in today. And do you have, let's say, like you're talking about your award night, the catchment area, or let's say, who qualifies to win an award? Is it just people that are medias, and in the media world, journalists, or philanthropists, governors, and the rest of it?
Basically, we have three things we are celebrating tomorrow. That is the 2nd of December. One, we are celebrating friendship. 2, we are celebrating mentorship. 3, we are celebrating achievement. In friendship, we count those people that have helped us over the years and who we are quite friendly with. For instance, the first person in the friendship category is the Vice Chancellor of Nandi University, His Excellency Professor Esimone, Charles Esimone. He has been our friend for a long time, and we can count on him. Then the second person, of course, is the
Chairman of
South Local Government. Of course, the third is Mr. Ubini Onuchukwu. acting registrar of Oko Polytechnic. Actually, Obini has been the chairman of this chapel.
Yes.
Before he now went to go into Oko Polytechnic, and he has been liaising and coordinating with us. Then in terms of mentorship, we would also like to celebrate Professor Chinyere Stella Okunna. He taught many of us, including myself. And each time we celebrate or we organize events, either in the chapel or at NUJ,
yes.
she's always at our beck and call. Then, of course, celebrating ourselves, some of us are top bright, can be counted as part of the brightest journalists in Nigeria in terms of winning award. One of us was runner-up in DEM award last year in Abuja. Another one was won the Future Writer of the Year in Abuja. And of course, some of us have been winning the Professor Okunna Ethical Journalism Award. So we want to also celebrate ourselves. So these are the three things we are celebrating tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I'm not part of it, but I was thinking probably maybe if there will be room for catching them young, whereby you encourage people to come into journalism, if an award could be created for upstarts, so that they can begin to see journalism as a way of life.
Well, I think it is a process in the sense that we didn't lose sight of that particular angle, but I also want to commend you for this kind of suggestion. You see, we also have such arrangements, but not for this function. Okay. We are still having a lot of people, young people, coming into the practice of journalism, and upcoming journalists and those who are trainee reporters. In the near future, we'll also factor them in the course of our activities. For now, we just want to focus on this. By next year, probably by the grace of God, we'll also get those people involved, because the idea you brought in is quite interesting, in the sense that people now, if you get a phone, an iPhone or Android phone, you're now a journalist. The ethics, those areas you have to, the nuances, as a matter of fact, are not being abided with. But with time, we'll also factor them in.
All right, Mr. Okay, I know this is the end of year event, and we had from January to this December, doing our jobs and all that. But I want to know how your activities are like, because I know that once in a while, organizations like this, have seminars, organize, symposium where they come together, talk to them and give themselves abreast of the changes that we are having in the society. Of course, we know now we have the new media, where a whole lot of things are being published. Yes. And sometimes some people in the traditional media, sometimes some still feel threatened that what is happening in new media may actually affect them. So, but we need to get ourselves, equipped and abreast of the changes that comes up every day. So I want to know what your activities have been like throughout the year.
Well, as a matter of fact, even tomorrow's event, there's going to be a talk by Professor Stella Chinyere Okunna, the modern journalism, the effect of changes and challenges. She's going to talk to our colleagues, talk to people, not just our colleagues, even our guests. Yeah. Now, when you talk about what we are doing to see how we meet up with the challenges of the new media, most media houses today have online newspapers. Most media houses today are on the net. Most media houses today now factor themselves in. And secondly, even our colleagues, we now have bloggers, we have people who manage online platforms and news platforms. So as a matter of fact, there is no gainsaying the fact that we have to meet up with the challenges of the moment. And as a matter of fact, we try as much as possible to organize certain functions, certain talks among our colleagues, for us to really face the challenges. The challenges are really enormous, but we will not feel threatened, because the traditional media remains traditional media. People still post letters. There are certain, people still say stamps. If you go to NIPOST today.
Post stamps, but then as journalists, there is what is expected of journalists when we have to talk about the citizenry.
Okay.
We should be the one to say the truth at all times.
Quite correct.
Irrespective of whose fault
is God. Okay.
Can this organization you guys are doing tomorrow, this event, can you in true light tell Nigerians that
though the government might seem as if they are not giving us word, but the media will definitely continue to say the truth, an unwavering truth at all times, so as to encourage the future of this country.
Yes. In the course of the discussion, the lectures we're going to have tomorrow, we have contributions, we have resolutions that we'll come up with for the public conjunction, for people to really know where we're standing. And as a matter of fact, a journalist is just like a doctor. Your job is to save life, a doctor. And a journalist is to say the truth. And if you cannot say the truth, then you're not a journalist. Yes, societal influences, social influences, challenges here and there coming, even psychological influences coming at some point. But the point is that we try as much as possible to say the truth the way it is. Yes, whose us is God? We live in an African society where a lot of influence is coming. But for a journalist, you have to stand firm despite all odds. So, as a matter of fact, tomorrow we'll also see those particular areas being touched in the course of our function tomorrow.
All right, thank you so much. Chairman, Chooks, right? I know we've talked about catching them young and all that. So, about the event happening tomorrow, the end of the year event and Benefactors Award, apart from the awardees and of course you people that are members of the correspondent chapels, who are other invitees that will come there? We have students that are studying mass communication in different schools we have in Anambra State. You talked about Obini, who is the registrar of OCO. Are you inviting those people studying mass communication in OCO? And then we have people studying mass communication in Anambra Zikiwe University, in Ibariam, and even Paul University here. So.
Yes, it is usually expected that when the VC comes, it comes with a team of students. And when Obini comes, it will come with a team of students. And of course, you know that Professor Kumlai is a DVC academics at Paul University. Yes. We also expect that he will come with students. Yesterday, when we appeared in the radio program, a lot of people who made a phone in also said they will be coming.
Okay.
It's unfair that they were excluded, so that they have to come.
You see, so maybe next year you need to make it more open and send out invitations to the people.
Yes, but you see, the difference
yes.
between this year and what we have been doing before is like you said, we had always organized workshops, seminars, and so on, where we can bring students to learn and be imparted with knowledge. But this year, the reason why our invitation seems to not be widespread that way is that we are honoring friends. We just felt that it's not all the time that you organize seminars and workshops and all
talk
that.
Shows and the rest
So this year, let us give awards to friends. Otherwise, nobody is excluded.
Okay, so I can just come in.
Yes, yes.
And what about, that thing at the end of every invitation card? RSVP, rice and stew, very plenty.
It depends on the depth of your stomach.
Okay.
The depth of your stomach. You know that Mr. Onushuku has been hosting us on annual get together every year.
Yes.
And this year he shows that same venue where we used to organize it, the garden of the Jogo.
Okay.
So that tells you that you are coming to eat and drink.
Yes.
So
apart from other things. Joe Gold Hotel.
Okay. Tomorrow.
Yes, at the Bush Bar of Joe Gold Hotel.
Okay, so what about the time for the event?
12 noon.
12 noon.
12 noon.
Tomorrow.
Yes, and of course, Ishie Demian Ogene.
The National Vice President of Hanez Ndibo is going to be the chairman of the occasion. So we have to factor that one equally.
Okay. So just before we go, what are your expectations as regards to this event happening tomorrow at Joe Gold Hotel?
It's going to be a bliss.
Okay.
A bliss. And as a matter of fact, most of us have not slept well in the last 2-3 weeks. After tomorrow, we'll rest. But the rest assured tomorrow is going to be an epoch-making exercise, event. And at the end of the day, people will celebrate themselves, go home and dry. So if I have my way, you shut down your studio and also join us tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I'm from you, Chairman.
Yes, that's what we expect. We expect that it will be, in fact, I posted in our platform that it will be the grooviest event we have ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. because of the
Yes.
personalities involved and because of the honor, the decorum that we expect tomorrow.
Yes.
It's just going to be about the best.
Yeah, of
And of
course.
course, you know that correspondent chapel is the head and shoulder. Let me quote Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State.
Yeah, head and
the head and
shoulder
shoulder
of
NUJ.
NUJ.
Okay. Okay, now, because you are part of NUJ
Of course.
now.
We, are,
Okay,
we,
so,
contribute, we give NUJ the best they can ever have.
okay, so other NUJ members can also equally
Yes,
be part
yes.
of
Why
the
not?
event
We
tomorrow.
also
Why
invited
not?
chapels. No, we have chapels in NUJ.
Yes, good.
National Light Chapel, ABS Chapel, and the rest of them. Their members are invited.
Okay.
Ministry of Information, Federal Information, NOAA, and the rest of them. It's not going to be a correspondent chapel affair per se. People have to come in. We are all journalists.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm hoping to know that we all are working together for just to, one goal. Well, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to both of you for joining us on the show this
Thank
morning.
you
And
too.
we pray that the event tomorrow is going to be a successful one, the grievous of it all. And according to Chairman. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Okay Maduforo.
It's been a pleasure.
The chairman of the chairman planning committee
Yes.
of this particular event. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you so much, my brother.
All right, and also Chooks Iloze, Chairman Correspondent Chapel. Thank you so much for being
You're
here.
on top.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're at the top.
Yes.
Okay, I will definitely see you there tomorrow, and I will equally look for you because you have promised me that I should come with an STC.
It's a function of the depth of your stomach.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
All right, that's it on the show this morning. Rather, this particular segment, we are taking a short break. When we come back, we still have other things for you. Stay with us.